if you want to build some kind of an agency while being in a 9 to 5 job, there is two things that you have to hit, right? Like two criteria or two conditions have to be met, right? First thing is work on, or maybe I'll just fucking use this tool. Work on high leverage shit. I'm super sorry, my fucking writing is super sloppy and terrible because I'm using a laptop, which I really rarely do. So you have to work on high leverage shit. And second thing that you have to do is you have to maximize your quality of hours, not quantity. So what a lot of people get wrong when it comes to thinking about this is they think, hey, like I have a job, I can't spend 10 hours or 8 hours or 12 hours into the business, so I can't really make it. And they think that like they need a massive quantity of hours. And yes, for sure, like when you're really scaling hard, when you're trying to grow the business really fast and aggressively, like yeah, there is some truth into that. Like you have to usually work fairly hard. But if you just think about getting to 10,000 a month, let's say, that's like 3, 4, maximum 5 clients that you have to take. Like you don't need to work 50 hours a week to get there, right? Like you don't, absolutely not. Of course, if you work more, you'll get there faster, but to get there at a base level, as long as you run like a solid agency model, you don't have to do it. What really matters more is how you are actually spending your hours. So are you spending them on making websites and just procrastinating and doing bunch of like dumb bullshit, low leverage shit, and how much you actually get done during the hours that you work, right? Let's look at the like list of high leverage stuff. So pretty much how I like to look at it, and this is usually like the list that I always give to people when they try to make sure that they work on the highest leverage stuff. So high leverage list. On this list, there are a few different things, and pretty much how we want to think about it is like the higher the thing is on the list, the higher leverage it is, and the more you should prioritize it, right? First thing, obviously, this also assumes that you don't get stuck on the foundation. Some people, they like to procrastinate starting, right? They're like, yeah, I want to start the agency, I want to escape my job. But then they procrastinate and they spend like 6 months trying to pick the perfect niche or create the perfect offer, and they never actually do anything. But I hope that's not really what you are doing, right? I hope you're here taking action. So high leverage list, whatever you're going to be doing until you get to 3 clients. So this is until 3 clients. Because again, we want to make sure that we utilize our time in the best way possible. So our priorities might change as we move through different milestones. First thing that we have to do, or highest leverage thing that you can do, is obviously sales calls. This is fairly obvious, right? Because like if you just think about the highest revenue per hour activity that any agency owner can have, it's always sales calls. Like there's no way around it. So prioritize sales calls means if you are in a sales call, don't do anything else. Pretty fucking simple, but that's just something that I had to bring out. Second thing is sales calls, follow-ups with SQLs, meaning follow-ups with sales qualified leads, aka leads that you have already had a meeting with, you have seen that they're qualified, you have seen that you want to work with them, you have given them a proposal or an offer or whatever, right? And for some reason they haven't already bought, right? If you are not in a sales call, like you should always look at, okay, can I follow up with a lead like this, right? If you can, you shouldn't do anything else. That is the second highest leverage thing that you can do. After that, follow-ups with MQLs. And again, like I know these are like a little bit like fucking fancy terms, right? But this pretty much just means is leads that have shown interest, shown that they are really interested, and they have showed some kind of intent to work with you, but they have not been sales qualified. You haven't pitched them, you haven't qualified them, you haven't done a discovery with them yet. So those are like the third highest thing that you can actually focus on working on, right? So this would, for example, be an email reply. If you send an email campaign and someone says, hey, I'm interested on this, that is an MQL, generally speaking, right? In a simplified way, right? And then fourth is generating new leads. And honestly, like, of course, there's always like a little bit of administrative stuff, and you have to make sure that you are like everything else is rolling good. You have to make your websites and all these different things, but that shouldn't take you more than a few days. Once you have done that, like until you have 3 clients, this is the only stuff that you need to focus on. And of course, like fulfillment should be something that you do. But what I honestly recommend is if you work a 9 to 5 job and you just want to maximize your time, I would rather just try to stack all the sales calls, or like I would just try to go on a really, really fast like client acquisition spree, and I would just try to get those 3 clients as soon as possible. And then I would a little bit switch my focus. And again, it depends a little bit on like your work environment, how much like can you take breaks during the days, are you working remote, how intensive your job is. Like, of course, these are all things that you have to judge by yourself. But this is pretty much what you should be doing. If you want to maximize your time and do like the best fucking possible shit, sales calls, always ask yourself, okay, could I be in a sales call right now? If the answer is yes, be on the sales call. If the answer is no, okay, is there a sales qualified lead that I could be following up with? Could I reactivate a lead that I had a call with? Can I do something to hopefully close one of these leads? Okay, if there's none of these, okay, is there an MQL? Is there a lead that showed interest but I haven't booked into a meeting yet? Is there anything that I can do to book these guys in the meetings? Can I call them? Can I text them? Can I email them? Can I send them a LinkedIn message? Can I do something else to get these people booked in the meetings? And if there is nothing, none of these things to do, okay, what can I do to generate new leads, right? Can I scrape more emails? Can I set up more inboxes? Can I create a new email campaign? Can I do cold calling? Can I send LinkedIn DMs? Can I hit up people in my like network? What can I do to generate new leads? And these are the only things that you have to really focus on. Once you get to the point where you have 3 clients that you're going to be working on. So usually I recommend that you start out with like pay-per lead or pay-per-appointment model, where let's say you have 3 clients, and each one of these clients is client A is paying you $500 a month plus $300 per lead. Then you have client B who is paying you $500 a month plus $350 pay-per lead, and then you have client C. Let's say this is a little bit of a smaller client paying you $350 a month, and this is just a tech fee, and they're paying you $250 per lead, right? So your goal is just to stack these kind of partnerships, like 3 to 5 of these partnerships as fast as you possibly can. And immediately when you get this, you can just put all of your focus into just fulfillment and delivering results for these clients, right? Because think about this, like if for like an average client, let's say for an average client, you generate 5 sales meetings a month. That is really small, or 5 leads a month. That is really small. So let's just use that as a pessimistic number. Every single one you generate 5 leads for. This would obviously mean that this client would pay you 1.5K in profit. This client would pay you 1.75K in profit. And this client would pay you 1.25 in profit, right? So suddenly, and the reason why these are all profit is because the client is paying for the technological expenses. So suddenly, like you can manage 3 clients like with a few hours a day max, right? So suddenly you're making like fucking $4,500 if my math is correct, and you're making 4.5K in monthly profit, monthly profit without working more than a few hours a day, and by just having 3 clients and delivering them really fucking mid results. Like 5 leads is pretty fucking mid. So if you're like locked in, realistically, you can get to 10 or more, which would obviously double that. So with 3 clients alone, you can get to $10,000 a month working a few hours a day in profit. And at that point, obviously, what I would recommend you do is you go full time into the agency, and then you have time to take on more clients, and then you start signing more clients. You sign a 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th client, and you start setting up AI automations to be able to manage even more clients, and you start improving their results, and you start charging them more, and boom, bam, boom, suddenly you are making a lot of cash, money moulage, boom. One thing that I want to mention here is sales calls. So if you are taking sales calls, and let's say that you work from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 5 p.m. Let's say these are your work hours in the United States of America. This obviously is really bad for sales calls, right? If Monday to Friday you work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can't really take sales calls. So what you need to do is you have to either target a different time zone, right? So you can target a different time zone. Let's say you target European businesses. There's a bunch of really good companies willing to pay you a lot of money in Scandinavia or in the UK or in the Benelux area or even Eastern Europe, right? Central Europe. Like these are all really good time zones to target. So that way you can take sales calls when you're not on the job, or you can target niches, right? That are working on evenings or weekends. And obviously there is no set list of what niches are working on the evenings and weekends. But generally speaking, these are like smaller companies, local like owner operator businesses providing commercial roofing and HVAC and these kind of things. Like these guys fucking these guys like would rather take sales calls on Saturdays, for example, or Sundays, or in the evenings when they get home. So it's really easy to book meetings with them during the weekends and evenings. And this could also be like smaller startups where the founder is just fucking grinding, working 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, and those of course work as well. So that's just like a decision that you have to make. Both of them work super fucking well. And the last thing that I wanted to mention that I talked about here is maximize your quality of hours, right? So now we have made sure that you have maximized your actual leverage of the hours, so you're actually doing like high leverage shit. Now we have to make sure that you're actually getting the most out of the hours that you put in. What this means is that when you're actually working, let's say you work from, let's say you come home from the job at 5 p.m. So you start work at 6 p.m. and then you work until, let's say 10 p.m. Let's say you're fucking grinding. Like this is really solid 4 hours. If you can work for 4 hours a day, like you can do massive amount of progress with that alone, right? A lot of people who work full time, they work less than 4 hours a day. So if you have that discipline and grit and focus, like 4 hours is a lot, even 2. Like when actually, if you're actually focused, is really good. So what you just have to make sure that during these 4 hours, you don't have any things like destroying your work quality. So make sure that there's like no distractions, no phone. Wait, let me make this smaller. No distractions, no phone. Don't check fucking emails and Slack and LinkedIn all the time. And yeah, pretty much just like try to optimize for uninterrupted time. Make it super easy, make it easy to focus. So make sure that you're sleeping as good as you possibly can. Make sure that you're not eating any garbage food that would like destroy your focus and induce a lot of brain fog. Make sure you're not drinking massive amounts of alcohol, because once again, that destroys your focus and motivation. Make sure that you're not in a really loud environment. Of course, once again, there are things that you have to sacrifice. Maybe you have kids, or maybe you have dogs, or maybe you have a wife or a girlfriend. Like you can't always do things about these things, but if you, for example, can tell your wife that, hey, I'm fucking trying to build this business and I really need to focus on this from 6 to 10 p.m. Like I will be not available, and please don't distract me unless you absolutely have to. Like that's obviously really fucking great, right? If you have that kind of an opportunity and you have a partner that supports you like that. Of course, once again, I understand. For everyone, that's it. It's not possible. But yeah, just make sure that when you work, like you actually work. A lot of people say that, yeah, I'm working 6 hours a day. But then like fucking half of their day, they're checking emails and fucking scrolling on their phone, and people are calling them and texting them, and they're getting notifications all over the place, and they are tired and they are fucking brain fogged, and it's just like a big fucking mess. So just optimize for quality of hours. And if you do high level shit and you get a few quality hours every single day in, you will get really fast to a point where you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month in profit from the business. And then of course you can probably go full time, or at least you'll be fairly close to doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want my help to build a B2B lead gen agency using AI, go check out the first link in description, right? Subscribe to the video, book a call, like, comment, do whatever pleases you. And I appreciate you for watching. Take care. Bye.